So, all right, let me just give me 1 second. Okay. The drama. All right, we cross post this. For some reason, I think, I think, I think that Facebook doesn't like me going live. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if Facebook likes me going live or not. Facebook is going to have to deal with me. She's going to have to deal with me, is what it is. So hold on really quick. Let me share this out. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I haven't been live in quite a few days. Um, there's been quite a few things that I've tried to, you know, situate, and I just had to take care of those things first. More like self-care. Self-care is important. It is. Self-care is very important. Many of us who are givers, we have a tendency to not consider our health and well-being, and we have to make sure that we allow ourselves to be as healthy as possible. Okay. And if that means you got to take a little bit of a break, then you got to take a little bit of a break. And that's just what it is. So let me, okay, I think I shared it where I wanted to share it. I'm not sure, but I don't have time for this. I just don't got time for that. All right. So if you're on Facebook, please share this out. Please share it out. And let's get started. So I asked what this reading was going to be about. And I heard specifically that it's time to heal. Okay. First and foremost, it's time to heal, and it's time to bring your power back to you. It's time. It's time. It's time to make that quantum jump from, not knowing, not seeing, not doing, not being, believing, these distortions that you aren't enough, that you are things that you're not. And it's time for all of that to end. It really is. I'm very happy to report that I've finally entered this place in my life where I'm just not willing to tolerate bullshit. You know, like I'm learning to not just on live streams, but in my personal life, begin to speak up. And if you can't handle me, simply speaking up, I mean, that's kind of your problem, isn't it? That's kind of your problem. I'm so much more unwilling to apologize for having needs. I've entered into this beautiful, beautiful space of really just, if you see that I have a need and I'm communicating this need, and you feel like all of a sudden for the first time ever that I'm like being mean to you, well, fuck you. I've entered that. I think I entered that within the last couple of days, because there was still this part of me that very much, I'm able to do it on live streams, but in real life, in my personal life, that was still very, very difficult. You know what I mean? That was still very, very, very difficult. And that's just part of my process. This is about recognizing where you are in your process and allowing yourself to exit out of the places that really keep you confined to places of diminished self-love, diminished acknowledgement of your personal needs. Y'all, many of you guys who spend so much time with me day in and day out, you're overgivers. You know this. That's why you resonate with me, because we're both overgivers. All of us, the whole lot of us are overgivers. Okay. When you are an overgiver and you consistently give and give and give, even when it's not necessary, even when it's not appropriate, what ends up happening is you begin to program the people who maybe once upon a time love you. Maybe at the start they did love you. And then they began to learn to love what they could get from you. That's sad. Yes, it is. But it's also a powerful learning opportunity where you can learn how you co-created certain things, and then you can learn how to exit out of those types of things. It's not easy. I'm telling y'all, it's not easy, but it's necessary. Okay? We have to begin allowing ourselves to do what is necessary. And if what's necessary is to tell people like legit fuck you, what are you losing? When you allow someone who has a disregard for you, your needs, and all of that, all of that jazz, um, you're losing respect for self. You're losing your sense of value. You're losing direction. You're losing opportunities to expand your consciousness, expand your understanding of your worth and your place within your journey. You're losing a lot by keeping that. When you allow yourself to let it go, and you were primarily the one that was overgiving, what are you losing? And it's almost scary, but at the same time not, to know that I've entered into a place in my life where it's like I just have no more fear, like, of anything. My soul has been showing me so many different scenes of how my life is going to play out, unfold over the next couple years. I just have no more time for the users. I have no more time for the people who um, feel like their presence in my life is cause enough for me to continue to overgive and disregard myself. You know what I mean? Um, I'm just, to say that I'm done, I don't think that that's the right thing to say. I think I'd been done for quite some time and I just kept going. I think what I'm entering into, and I'm hoping you enter into this same type of space for your life sometime soon. I'm entering into a space where I'm just beginning. I'm just beginning to finally exist in a way that's in alignment with what I deserve. That's a powerful thing to hear myself say. I'm entering into a time in my life where I'm considering what I deserve. Oh, as someone who consistently gives and looks for more ways to give, it's not even like, when is it my turn to give? It's more like, I'm done doing that. I'm on to something else. I'm on to something that's going to further expand um, what I can achieve, because now I'm going to truly be the most authentic expression of self love, not just someone who is so deeply cognitively um, aware of the different facets of self love and has a logic that can facilitate self love. No, I'm existing in that space of self love. I guess there was just one final component that had to be ripped away, you know? Ooh, I just gotta notice how a true INFJ can instantly unlock their full potential. Stop giving a fuck about the last bits that really, maybe once upon a time they gave a fuck about you, but they don't anymore. Hey, when people start acting like you're an inconvenience, make it inconvenient for them to access you, to benefit from you. That's fine. That's fine. you know? Let yourself go through the process, cry whatever tears you need to cry. Wipe the tears, your plant has been watered, and keep it moving. Keep going. You just got to keep going, okay? Keep going towards what? Towards your destiny. It's very simple. Keep heading towards your destiny. Head towards the part of you that came into this life as a gift to the world, not just to specific people, but to the world at large, you know? I think for many of us, hey, it's Mr. Gerard. I think for many of us, we fall into this trap. And yes, it's a trap because society teaches us to believe that we cannot possibly be good people if we're not being martyrs. Being a martyr is a mental illness. It's a mental illness. That's how I feel. I feel like trying to force yourself to be a martyr is emotional manipulation. Many of us don't realize this. We're kind of taught that um, it's a way to be a good person. It's not. It's not. It stems from insecurity. It stems from programming that teaches you that you have zero value unless you are suffering for someone else. I don't even need to apologize in a sarcastic manner. I'm not willing to suffer for someone else at this point. I'm willing to hold your hand while you go through something you're going through. I'm willing to help pull you out of a hole that you've got yourself into. I'm willing to help you see the truth. I'm willing to shake you up. I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to support you, except suffer for you. Fuck that shit. I'm not going to suffer for you. Oh my God, Emmie, that's so selfish. No, it's called self love. It's called self love. When someone does something and what they do is basically a request for you to suffer for them, to show you love them, you have loyalty. Say it out loud. So you want me to suffer for you to prove that I love you? And then if I don't, then I'm selfish? I mean, does that sound right? Because that doesn't sound or feel right to me. It just doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right to have the reciprocity. It doesn't feel right for it to be an even mutually respectful exchange, exchange of energies, exchange of devotion, exchange of time. I'm done with imbalance and I'm going to start living like it. I invite you to do the same. If you're done with those types of cycles, start living like it. Start acting like it. Start living like it. Start responding like it. I think the greatest gift that I've ever received was the gift of absence. Doesn't make sense, right? Absence of the things that hurt me, absence of the things I'm afraid of. It creates a void, a space from which I can explore and expand, where I can learn and grow about myself, about my life, about my journey, about everything, every single aspect of me. Mhm. It's time. It's really, really time. If I'm going to be what I'm meant to be, I need to start being it now. Not forcing myself, not training myself, allowing myself to really just be who I already am, who I already have always been. I have always been what I'm meant to be. And it's just been this apology after apology after apology for not being enough of what? I saw this I saw this I don't know where I found it. Oh, it's in this manual. I was working on a manual And it was amazing. I was like, "Oh my god, where did I get this picture from?" It's about self-love, this manual. It's an old manual that I wrote a couple years back, and, um, I was thinking of, like, gifting a manual to all of you guys, to kinda help boost your self-learning. And, there was an image in there, and it said, "You hurt me, and now you expect me to apologize to you." I saw it this weekend, and I was like, "Ooh, that doesn't make sense. You hurt me, and I spoke up, and now I'm supposed to apologize? Fuck you. Legit, fuck you. And the threat is you're leaving? Then fucking leave. Leave. Bye. Go. Toodles." Oh my god. Emmy is so heartless. I keep my heart for people who deserve it. I keep my heart for people who deserve it. So when I'm heartless with you, you didn't deserve it. You didn't deserve my heart, because the way I love is so completely, so deeply, so unapologetically. You could do all kind of shit to me. I will still love you until I get to a point where it's like, wait, but why do I love you if you don't reciprocate the love? And I think that's where we give our power away so much. We feel like if we just love people enough, if we love, then you're going to love them into wholeness and they'll begin to understand your value, your worth. Honey, let me tell you something. Let me be your adopted mom real quick, okay? I'm going to be your mom for a few minutes. Baby boo, if they couldn't love you and they couldn't benefit off you, honey, they don't love you. They love what they can get from you. Now, I didn't raise no punk bitch. Pull your big girl, big boy chonies up. Walk away. Walk away from them. They're not capable of loving you. You're not going to love them into wholeness. They don't even know how to be whole. Am I saying give up on people? Yes. Yes. Give up on the people who require you sacrificing yourself, giving up on yourself in order to show up for them. Walk away from them, give up on them, forget them. Do whatever you need to do to heal. Do whatever you need to do to heal, because the longer you're in their presence, the more you will hurt, the harder it will be to get back to a place of understanding what you deserve. Broken toxic people need air, Gerard's saying. Broken toxic people need air. Make them step the fudge back. He says, quote, "You hurt me. Now you expect me to apologize to you? Here, Peppermint Patty has my apology. Look really close." So, Peppermint Patty. Gerard, I upgraded from Peppermint Patty. I now have Terry Tavor. Terry Tavor X95. So let's get started with the cards. I haven't even started pulling cards. I just realized. Let me start pulling some cards and let's really break down some truth. Y'all ready for church? Because here we are. All right. Ooh, moon cycles. These are cycles. Let it go. It'll circle back around. Don't worry. The people who use you, they won't be done using you. They'll circle back around. They'll threaten to leave. Let them. Call them out on their bluff. Go ahead, leave. When they need you so much, let them leave. I promise you, the toxic people will come circling right back. At which point, lock the door. Deadbolt that door shut. You don't need to keep doing those cycles. Okay. Uh-huh. Candle magic. So you haven't been able to see your actual worth for so long. Light the candle so you can see what the F is going on. Okay? There's no point in looking in the mirror if you're in a pitch dark room. If it's just full of darkness, there's no point. You're not going to see anything. Turn on the candle. You have a lot of intense emotion, you have a lot of rage. Use that fire to turn on your sacred candle so you can see better. Okay? Really see situations for what they are because really, sometimes we feel like, this is this and that is that. And it's not actually the way we're seeing it because we're seeing it from a lens of trauma. And that's very, very, it's like a hazy film on the glasses that you wear to see your life. You got to cleanse that off first. And if someone in your life, if their presence causes you to add layers of hazy film onto the glasses you use to see yourself, they need to go. They need to go. They need to go. you know? And yes, you go through your process. Go through your process, feel what you feel, and then pick yourself back up. So here's the reality. Let me be very, very transparent right now. I haven't live streamed since last Friday because I spent all weekend and part of the beginning of this week crying over the loss of who I thought was a friend. Oh, well, I'm at a point where, oh, well, I've processed it to the degree that I'm capable of processing it. And it's just like misjudged. That wasn't true friendship. Oh, well, lesson learned, lesson learned. And then transmuting that into an ability, an opportunity to begin identifying the people who are real friends, who are real friends. And just instead of focusing on how much that hurt me, how betrayed I felt, no, I'm going to focus on how loved I actually am. Go through your process. Go through your process. It doesn't have to be like something ends and then you pretend like it's all good. It wasn't all good. It wasn't all good for quite a few days. It wasn't all good. And now it's going to be all good. Why? Because I'm going to make it all good. That's what I deserve. I deserve for my life to be all good. I deserve to be in a space of truth, not in a space of martyrdom. Now, I'm not saying any specific people are bad. I'm saying I help to co create and sustain a very unbalanced, very distorted type of connection. And then I blinded myself from how far off the freaking path that went. And everything had to happen the way it had to happen because of the way that I love. I would have kept holding on to that. I would have kept holding on to that. So thank them. I thank them for being the one to toss me aside because I would have never tossed you aside. You did me a favor. You did me a favor. A huge one. Because I would have never had the courage to do that. I would have never had the courage to walk away. I see now I became codependent, where that presence in my life was so necessary. It's not. It's not. I somehow lost sight of the fact that I am autonomous. That was my final person project. That was my final person project, where the dynamic was so unbalanced. And I just painted it with the most gorgeous acrylic paints to make it seem as if, no, 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 it's balanced. See, it's balanced. It's not. That was my final person project. And now I don't have this heavy weight that keeps me from rising rapidly or slowly. Whatever way my soul feels is in my best interest. That's a beautiful thing. This is not about passive aggressively speaking on anyone. This is about being honest about my absence. This is about being honest with myself and giving you the opportunity to witness me, calling myself out. I tell you guys all the time, like, hold on, bitch, you out. I'm reporting you, Braga. And I'm banning you. Consider hexing you too. I'm joking. I'm not gonna hex anyone. But see, this is me. This is me holding myself accountable. Because if I am preaching to you guys about the different ways you can become healthy and the different ways where you allow toxicity into your life, your own toxicity, it's not always other people. I have to hold myself accountable. If I'm going to be used as a template for you to see how you can grow, you also need to see the negative aspects while respecting my need for privacy. So, no, I didn't need to be live all week, all weekend, blubbering. No, I needed to process my life. I need to process my feelings. Okay. I needed to process and I needed to allow myself to be who I am. And then I need to be honest and share. And it's not, "Ooh, Emmy's keeping secrets." No, it's Emmie deserves privacy. And if she wants to share, if she is moved to feel as though this is an important, integral part for you to be aware of so that you can gauge for yourself, it would be so ridiculous and fucking unfair and bordering on a lie for me to only show you the strong parts of me. And it would be unfair to me and a complete lack of self-love to put myself on display as I'm eviscerated. So you find a beautiful balance. Have the privacy you need to process the most viscerally felt parts. And when you find your courage in your voice for the people who you feel safe with, share so you guys could learn together. Share what you feel is appropriate. And that's that. Life is beautiful when we allow it to be what it is. It's a beautiful, beautiful dance between all these components that make you into the totality that you are. You are not just one fractal of the totality of you. This face that you show the world, that's just one aspect of you. It's just one aspect of you. As much as you guys have seen different aspects of me, you haven't seen the full totality of me. And it's been years. For some of you, you've been with me for years. And it's only in the last couple months that you've seen other aspects of me. You know what I mean? Allow yourself the time and the space and the process to develop in the way that you were designed to bloom in the time and the space that was pre-planned by your soul. Holding on to things that are difficult just because they're difficult is not a way to help yourself grow. That's a way to ensure you will be injured. Let's make an analogy. So you are trying to lift weights. Hey guys, if you are on Facebook and you cannot hear me because Facebook is a bitch, because Facebook is a bitch. Let me give you the link. Hold on. Go. we go. All right, let's pin that. There you go. All righty. Facebook tried to mute me. That's fine. Everybody come over to my YouTube. It's one big party over here. Balance. Allowing yourself to reach a point of balance within your life. Balance. Okay? You're not going to be all light. You're not going to be all shadow. You're going to be somewhere in between, somewhere beautifully centered. Part of the fatal flaw of most of the spiritual teachings is they keep telling you balance, 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 balance. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your energy. When you learn your center of gravity, by virtue of existing in that center, you will naturally achieve balance. I'm centered in my existence right now. I might not always stay centered. I might have this back and forth of being centered and exiting out of center. That's a process I'll have to work through. As long as I'm centered, I will naturally have balance. That's beautiful. That is very beautiful. That is powerful. That is true power and true grace. And if you can get yourself to exist in a space of balance, you can then begin really allowing yourself, really allowing yourself to find your truth, to find your core. To exist in the core is not necessarily to be aware that you are already in your core. Okay. That awareness is crucial. The less aware you are of the processes that you're in, the more you will convince yourself that there's a problem. Is there a problem, or are you learning? Is there an opportunity to learn? And a lot of the things that we consider problems in our lives are really nothing more than opportunities to learn. You're being given the opportunity to learn something, but you instead are focusing on, oh my God, I have a big problem. There's a problem. Problem this, problem that. I've done that too. There's no problem. There's opportunities. There are unintentional corrections. There are so many different things that can help to empower you. And if you allow yourself to be empowered, then you'll be empowered. What's the wrong in that? Well, because people will think that you're this or that you're that, and that, um, yada, yada, yada. Let them think that. This is about you bringing your power back to you. I promise you, when you truly allow yourself to go through this process, the amount of power, personal power that you call back to you, and the way that personal power will help to uplift you, it's profound. You stop needing the people who will, fluff you up with kind words that they probably don't even mean. They probably, I've come across, um, quite a few who will tell you all the nice things, and they don't really mean it. And that sucks. It sucks to be around someone or to realize that someone is really nothing more than fake. That's fake. That's being fake. Just consistently saying nice things. And if you ask them a question and they can't give you a truthful, nice answer, they won't answer at all. That doesn't sound like a friend. That sounds like a professional cheerleader. I don't know if you guys like cheerleaders. I don't need it. I don't need a cheerleader. I need only authentic people. I need people who can exist as like an expression, a projection of my truth existing outside of me, someone who can reflect back the truth that I need to hear, need to see. And, it's just, I don't know. It's not enough for me for you to be nice. I don't want nice. I want real. I want real. I want raw. I want authentic. I want someone who, if you got me, it's not me hiding behind you in your soft words. I want people who, if you say you got me, you got your armor on and you're in the trenches with me. Like you really got me. Not just on the sidelines where, I don't want to go in there. It's dirty. Well, then you don't really got me, do you? And I don't need a lot of people to have me. I just want people to mean it when they say they have me. Right? I saw this video and it was profound. It was profound. It was this guy talking and he was talking about, it's not necessarily that women hate men because I don't necessarily think that. I think there's a program going right now that's trying to convince women and men that we are enemies in some way. We're not. We're codependent on each other. Like we actually literally need each other in order to continue our species. I don't care what you identify as, that's none of my business. But the fact still remains you need a sperm and an egg to continue our species. So we need to stop with the bullshit. That's a program being run. Okay. And this man is talking about how um, he doesn't necessarily feel like women hate men. He sees these videos of women who are independent and, they're kind of sad. And he's like, what he sees is not a woman bashing men. It's a woman. It's a woman who was told by a man at some point that he has her. And when she really needed him to have her, he didn't back those words up. He didn't have her. That's a type of betrayal that's just, oh, mm, because usually when something like that happens, it's when you need them the most that they fail you. That's a harsh way to put it, but that's the truth. That's the truth as I see it. I know myself. I don't ask nobody for help unless it's really, really like it's fucking serious. I know myself. So when I depend on you and it's so fucking hard for me to depend on people, and you take that as the opportunity to like, this is the perfect time to show you how much you need me. I'm out. Be the fuck out. Be the fuck out. You only get to disappoint me and fail me like that once. Only one time. Only one time. That's not my failure. That's all yours, baby. That's all yours. Only one time. Do not give them another chance. My logic is this. When they show you they're capable of that, believe them the first time. There's nothing else to that logic. When they show you they're capable, believe them the first time. And I'm learning through this. This is not about me needing to no longer trust people. That's not the point. I will always have struggles trusting people because not everyone is going to be worthy of the kind of love that I give the people I completely trust. So that's appropriate. That's fine. That's my process. This is about me recognizing I don't need to completely shut down. This is not a betrayal by every single person I know, that because one person did something, now I'm just waiting for everyone else to follow suit. That's a bullshit logic. And I'm exiting out of that. No more. No more. So the beautiful thing about when you experience some type of trauma is that you can see how it triggers all your other traumas, kind of like a skipping rock, leaving all of these ripples in that still water as it skips through. It goes and triggers and triggers and triggers until finally the entire surface of your water is disturbed. And the beautiful thing about that is you can see where the triggers still exist. Yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful because then it gives you the opportunity to finally exit out of those cycles. It gives you the opportunity to finally leave that stuff behind. Containment. There's a difference between containment and concealment. It is okay for you to contain your mess. That's okay. You're not necessarily ashamed or hiding it. You're containing it because you're considerate. Okay. We not faking stuff. You are considerate. So you are containing it. You're trying to be considerate of the other people in your life. You don't want it to spill over to them. That's okay. That's not the same as concealment, where you're trying to hide it and fake you're okay. You don't need to do that anymore. If you're not okay, you're not okay. Okay. And when you can admit to yourself you're not okay, you've taken a huge, massive step towards acknowledging what needs to be adjusted so that you can be okay again. Okay. This is a massive period of learning. Like the things that happen for me personally, I don't want to discuss the full details. That's personal for me. But in general terms, the things that have happened over the past couple days, I mean, Emmie from last week would have taken like 4, 5, 6 months to a year to process that, to process that, to process it to the degree where I can go back to being a balanced person, not stop hurting, but just be back to balanced. Emmie today, you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. Girl, focus. Don't be distracted by things you don't need to be distracted by. Focus, focus. You are so close. You are so close to seeing the fruition of all these efforts, all these things that have kind of had to come together over how many years. You are so close. Focus on the goal at hand. And what's the goal? Initiating the change of the entire world. I don't have time for bullshit. I just don't. I'm focused now. I know what I'm here to do, and I'm going to fucking do it. I don't have time for the petty ass shit. I don't have time for the fake ass shit. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time for any of that bullshit. I only have time for destiny. I only have time for healing, empowerment, togetherness. That's what I have time for. I don't have time for toxicity. I don't have time for the games. I don't have time. Ooh, I just got a notification. Push the limits of what's possible. Yes, God, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm already doing. Pushing past the limits of what's possible. The possibilities that exist within me are my reality. They are not just possibilities. For me, possibilities are events that are waiting for me to ripen enough to bring that to fruition. It is not a possibility that I will never attain. It is an unrealized yet part of my destiny. Fuck the petty shit. If you can't hang, sit the fuck down. I'm keeping going. And that's it. And I think if we really approach our life in a way where it's like, allowing ourselves to be cognitive of how some people in our lives serve as the broken handbrake, where it's like your handbrake is up. So you're basically just dragging your tires. You're using up all your fuel, fucking up all your tires. I mean, you don't need that kind of shit. You don't need that kind of shit. You don't need the people on your boat who will take the corks out of the holes that you put so the boat won't sink. Like, oh, I found this. No, you know what the fuck that is. You're trying to sink the ship. You don't want to go deeper out into the ocean. So instead, you're trying to sink it before we even set sail. Get the fuck off my boat. And people might be like, oh my God, that's so intense. It's the reality of it. You are worth getting mad over. You are worth being pissed about being disrespected. You're worth it. Stop with the logic of like you got to play small. You can't step on people who have big ass fucking toes that they keep trying to put in your lane. You didn't want your toes stepped on? You shouldn't put that shit in front of my car. Too bad. Too bad. Too fucking bad. And people might be like, damn, Emmy, that's intense. Like, why you got to be like that? Honey, if I'm driving the vehicle that humanity is trying to use to carpool out of the toxic space, yeah, I got to be like that. I got to be like that. Hell fucking yeah, because it's not just me sitting in a two-seater by myself. No, I'm riding the carpool van. That's what I'm driving. Trying to stop me is the equivalent of trying to stop my tribe. And fuck that shit. Yes, I'm willing to get pissed the fuck off that shit. Like, you want me to consider your feelings as a singular person when I'm trying to accomplish things for the collective whole? I don't give a shit because you're not looking at your toxicity. Deal with that yourself. Deal with that yourself. I'm all about empowering people, but not at the cost of everyone else. That's some bullshit. No, no. There's people who don't want to be empowered. They don't. They want to continue their same old cycles. They don't want to work hard. They don't want to put effort into it. Going and ending the day exhausted is a big deal because, oh my God, you don't appreciate me. Bitch, if you think you're tired, there's a lot of people tired. I myself am tired. But when I go to bed at night, I'm exhausted. I'm laying there with parts of me aching. I'm like, I got a lot of shit done today. Fuck yeah. We're one day closer to whatever it is I'm supposed to do. Fuck yeah. I gotta go to bed though. Because I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to allow ourselves to really be empowered in our process. This is not just a process of trying to empower yourself by like, by what? By using the affirmations that you don't even really believe in. So here's the thing. Affirmations work for this my perception, okay? It's just my perception. Affirmations work because they give you the time to keep saying the same shit that you don't actually believe, and then eventually you program yourself to believe it. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah. Bada bing, bada boom. That's why it works. See, it takes longer for some people to believe in affirmation and use that to manifest things because they don't believe it that much more. But see, you can look at it on a brighter side. If it takes you longer to utilize an affirmation and bring it to fruition, that means you're harder to program. Fucking see it for the reality that it is. You're harder to program. You're not a follower. Stop trying to program yourself to be a follower. You're a fucking leader. So start leading yourself out of the valley of the shadow of spiritual death. Seriously. We are programmed to see everything in such a negative light. Such a negative light. And we allow ourselves to continue to exist there like that. Why? Why? Why do we allow that? Why do we stay there? Why? Because we're convinced there's nowhere else for us. Honey, I promise you, just on the other side of everything you're afraid of is a life you deserve, is a life that's worthy of you. You struggle because you fight so hard to be something that you're not. Why? You're trying to be this, this, and this because you saw someone else who excelled at it? The past couple of days, I found myself really, really struggling, grappling with this severe difficulty. And the severe difficulty was that someone tried to shame me for being intelligent and a hard fucking worker. Not everyone can be smart like you. Well, fucking excuse me. Excuse me for being who I am. I'm not trying to be smart. It's who I am. And if you have a problem with who I am, if you can't measure up, that's on you. That's on you. That's all on you. I'll say it. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. To have people you trust try and shame you for being who you are. I don't go out of my way to make people feel stupid. I don't. And y'all, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know because I'm still kind of, I totally gaslit myself. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm ashamed to be smart. What the fuck kind of shit is that? Like, do you have to be ashamed who you are? Do you really feel that it's okay to force yourself to exist in environments where, so what now? How do we move forward from that? I have to pretend like I don't understand shit that I understand easily, or else your feelings are going to be hurt? I mean, how do you move forward from that? You don't. You move away from it. You need to. As someone who has the capacity to process things very quickly, not everything, most things, but not everything. There are some things like astrology, what the fuck? I'm astro illiterate, what the fuck? That's just some shit where my brain is like, no, no, baby, that's not our language. I can process a lot of shit real fucking fast. I'm not going to be ashamed of it anymore. I've been ashamed of being who I am my whole fucking life. I'm not crying because someone hurt my feelings. I'm crying because I understand the gravity of what I've done. All the things I could have accomplished and achieved in my youth that I willingly gave up to tiptoe around people who were not as smart. I am very sensitive to betrayal. What hurts the most is this realization that I've been betraying myself for quite some time. That's what hurts the most. That's what literally hurts the most. This knowing that I've done this my whole life. In my attempt to be much more palatable, more easily digestible for those who have no digestive system. I mean, I once upon a time had the most robust vernacular. I have lost so many words because I've taken so long to find my courage, to find my voice. And I don't need to attack myself over it. I don't need to feel as disappointed with myself as I do. Because even if I've lost the pompous words, if my vernacular has been watered down and is now paltry in comparison to the manner with which I once spoke, at least you know and could never accuse me of not being authentic. And I think that's more important. I think more important than having the robust vocabulary. I think it's more important for me to always remember I've always spoken with truth, with integrity. That you would never need to be afraid of me hurting your feelings because you thought I liked you when I didn't. That although it hurts for me to not resonate with you and not want to be around you, at least you know where you stand with me. That you'll always know where you stand with me. That I'll never lull you into this place, this space of, no, I love you, but I really don't. And so at the end of the day, this realization that I'm having right now that you see me hurting over still serves to grow me, ripen and deepen my love of myself. Because at the end of the day, it's another layer of realization that I really am a fucking good person. I really fucking am. I'm a good person. And in a world that's not so good, the really good ones are often misunderstood. And it's okay. It's really okay. You know why it's okay? Because what you're witnessing is another step being installed on this ladder that takes me to a place that's right for me. It doesn't matter who can follow and who can't. It's a place that's right for me. And that's all I need to focus on. All I need to focus on is what place is right for me, and to encourage you to focus strictly on what's right for you, where you feel who you are, where you can be authentic within yourself, outside of yourself, and have no fear of people witnessing you be your most authentic expression of truth. It's okay to be who you are. And it's okay for people to not understand that, to not accept that, to not vibe with it. It's okay. And when you're okay with it and you allow yourself to walk forward, to move forward, you can then begin releasing the things that you've held on to that have kept you stuck in place. And as you release that, you have two hands now to climb higher to where you actually belong. Not everyone is a climber. Some people are just clingers. They don't have the capacity to climb. And so they cling. They cling, and then they convince you that you're being horrible for recognizing that they're clinging. Some people are just clingers. If you're a clinger, that's what you are. If you're a climber, that's what you are. Just recognize what you are and live that to the highest degree. See, we can't all be climbers. Some of us were born to be clingers. And you guys might see it as like, no, F the clingers. And I see it as, well, that extra weight amplifies my ability to grow. At some point, I don't need that weight, because you might lift weights at the gym, but you don't live there, right? And just because you don't live there doesn't mean you then suddenly begin throwing away the weights, because that's the very thing that's increasing your stamina, your strength. But you don't bring the weights home with you either. Letting people serve their purpose in your life is not using them. Let that really enter deep into the center of your brain. Letting people serve their purpose in your life is not the same as using them. You are not selecting people from which you can benefit from at their detriment. You are allowing people to serve their purpose in your life. This is something that's soul-based, something that was agreed upon before you ever knew each other existed. Do I need to be angry and hateful? No. Am I hateful? No. No, I'm not. I don't feel hate. Am I angry? Yes, I'm fucking angry. I'm going to be angry for quite some time. How the fuck do you call yourself my friend and then shame me for being smarter than you? Wow. I'm speechless for the first time. Maybe I don't need to understand. Maybe I just need to be thankful for the ways in which you've served in my understanding of myself and my journey, and keep walking. Just keep walking. Yep. Lady, goddess, feminine, stepping into that personal power, rebirthing yourself, really allowing the process. This is stuff that started into winter, this upside down shit again. Things went upside down for quite a few people beginning in the winter. The fake connections, the connections that were unbalanced, the connections that really were just benefiting one, not both, the connections that were bordering on parasitic, they're being ripped off right now. They're being ripped off. You need to rip it off. Let it be ripped off by life, you know? Don't try and play surgeon for yourself if you don't know surgery, right? That's not the point of that. But, say you have that piece of hangnail that's been hanging on your nail. You don't have a nail cutter and it's been hurting and hurting and hurting. And then finally it gets caught on your sleeve and it's been ripped off down to the very nub. And God, that hurts. If you've never had a hangnail rip off, I mean, you are blessed. You're blessed. Okay. But then it's just like, okay, now it's not a constant irritation. Now you can finally just put a Band-Aid on it and let it like mellow out a little bit and it's okay. It's okay now. That's what's happening. A lot of things that you for people who are in an unbalanced type of situation, a lot of the things that we thought were going to be lifelong, they're the sound, if you're listening on a podcast, is accompanied by a chopping motion with my hand. I mean, let life do what it's doing. At least the masculine is right side up now. At least that masculine is right side up. So, I was going to look through the cards. Michael says, don't touch the cards. Anyways, you no longer need a guardian. You're stepping into this place of personal power. You can guard yourself. And that's what this is about, like realizing you don't necessarily need to consistently depend on someone else. You don't have to all the time. There will be times where it's like, you've been through a lot. You kind of need to let people help. Okay. It's going to be okay. And then there are times where it's like, boo. They're not helping you. They're positioning themselves, they're positioning themselves. And we don't know which one it's going to be, right? Allow yourself to have the grace to slide through your life. Okay, so we're not listening to guidance. That's why shit turns out the way it does. That's a statement all on its own. Dedication. Okay, so for many of us, especially for those of you who come and join me every day, like we have a dedication like no other, right? We have a dedication like no other. Like y'all are dedicated as fuzzies. You're just dedicated. I love it. But here's the thing, if you have that capacity to be dedicated to that degree, you have to be very careful what you're dedicated to. Because if you can dedicate yourself to that degree, and you dedicate yourself to toxicity, ooh, that's not going to be good. That's not going to be good. That's going to be very bad. That's going to be something that's like, I don't know. It's going to be bad. Don't do it. Dedicate yourself only to the positive things, the things that grow you in the most gentle ways. That doesn't mean you're going to eliminate the ways to grow painfully, like with struggle and strife. No, that's going to be peppered through your life. That's a given. That's a given. I mean, don't stop making that a goal. That's a stupid goal. Let me be extra real. That's a stupid goal. It's unrealistic. You're always going to disappoint yourself. Okay, that's the truth of it. If your goal is to always be happy and everything to be perfect and no problems, you're going to keep disappointing yourself. So stop. Stop. Make it a goal to find happiness in every situation. Make it a goal to see, to recognize the reality of what you're being asked to learn rather than just fixating on the ways in which you've been disappointed. Those are powerful things to be dedicated to. That would be very powerful. Seriously. Uh-huh. You don't want to be cleansed. It's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to shower every day. This concept of like, you have to shower every day, you have to be cleansed every day. Sometimes we just want to wallow in our own stuff, right? That's okay. Give yourself the time. When you allow yourself to kind of just have that moment of permission to wallow, when you finally do take a shower, it becomes that much more profound. All right. It becomes that much more profound. And part of what ends up happening if you shower all the time is you strip away the necessary oils from your skin, right? So when you're constantly trying to cleanse yourself and that's your mission, are you cleansing away your sense of who you are? Are you washing that away? Are you washing away the parts of you that kind of protect you? Spirituality would tell you that you have to be basically a doormat. Let's be real. That's what spirituality teaches you. Like, oh, you should have known better. You should have grace. You should have compassion. For who, though? For who? For other people all the time and never you? Right? Oh, hurt people. And we have to understand and sympathize with the person hurting the person and blah, blah, blah. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't have to. I often will choose to, but, I don't have to. I'm not obligated to do anything but continue to live and grow. That's it. And then eventually perish, of course. you know. Doing salt baths, do you think this interferes? If you do it almost daily and you have no problems with it, then sounds like that's your routine, right? Sounds like that's your routine. What I'm talking about is when people begin to do things that clearly they're not compatible with it and they still keep trying to force themselves. Like for me, I was vegan for like 6 years or so, 6.5 years, something like that. And it was not compatible with me. And I continued to force myself to be vegan. I completely disregarded the effects on my body, my health, all of that. I disregarded all of that. And it was this thing of, I was very insecure in my spiritual worth because during that time, it was early 2000s. And during that time, spirituality was not on and poppin'. It wasn't the popular thing. And the only people that I knew that I resonated with, they were all vegan. And it's not the vegans of today where like they'll shame you for everything, you know what I mean? But all they really eat is vegan junk food. Not that vegan. These were people who really just ate like organic food. This was just their lifestyle. Very loving, very accepting individuals. They never judged, condemned anybody. It was just like, it's just their lifestyle. They're really nice. Had a deep appreciation for that group. But they were all vegan. And I just can't sustain a vegan diet. Like I can force myself to not eat meat. That's no problem. It's not that I was craving meat, it's that my body was dying. Yeah, no, I was at the cusp of organ failure for that stuff. Yeah. This is the most unhealthy I'd have ever been. And I wasn't eating vegan junk food. I was eating nothing but veggies, like not frozen, not canned, not processed, just veggies and fruit all day. And it just not compatible with my body, you know? Listening to your body and what you need, listening to your soul, that's important. Not just doing what other people are doing because you want to be like them. No, don't do that to yourself. Don't disregard what you need. Start listening to what you need. And if the people in your environment, if they can't respect your needs, they don't need to be in your environment. They can be somewhere else. That doesn't mean you hate them. Just because you're angry at someone doesn't mean you hate them. It means you're angry. That there's something that happened, something that was said, something that was done that really, really hurt you. That's not evidence of your hatefulness. That's evidence of your pain. So stop hurting yourself. Allow yourself to be in an environment where you don't hurt as much and you can begin really, really blossoming, you know? It's important to allow yourself to blossom. Banishment hex. Michael says, okay, he says 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So oh Lord, you banished away your guardian. This is a different type of guardian. This is a soul-based guardian. Anyways, moving on to the next deck. We're running out of time, yo. We're running out of time. All right. So, mirrored souls. Yeah. Mirrored souls. Allow yourself to be in an environment of souls that mirror the goodness in you. Okay. So, Michael says, that's not the only meaning. Y'all know what this card could possibly mean, right? I let you interpret it yourself. I'll let you interpret it yourself. So that way I'm not just dictating things to you, right? Ooh. Mother Earth in reverse. So someone's world is turned upside down. Someone's world is turned upside down. And Michael is saying, sorry, throwing cards around. So Michael is saying, one of you has your eyes closed and it's almost like you sense it, but you're not wanting to see, actually truly see. And the other one is looking straight at you. It's looking straight at you. So Moonrock says, I think it means you and your soul are looking at each other. So like my higher self is actually male. I'll take that. I'll take that. So my higher self is looking at me like, bitch, I've been talking to you. My higher self tries to talk to me all the time. And I'm just like, we're not friends. Sorry. Voicemail. Go to voicemail. Send it to voicemail. I've been sending him to voicemail all this time. Why do you think Michael's always around me? He's not. I don't invoke Michael. Are you kidding me? We're playing telephone. Tell that motherfucker. I said go to voicemail. Leave a message. Yeah. And no, I'm not talking about counterparts. I'm talking about my higher self. My higher self is male. I don't listen to you. I don't listen to you. We're not friends right now. We're not friends right now. It's fine. That's the reality of our situation. Michael's laughing. What do you find so funny? Why are you laughing? This shit's not funny. It's serious. It's serious. It's life. Unconditional love in reverse. So, it's just now Michael is saying, why are you laughing? It's serious. Remember, it's life. So, like, humans have this one thing that's called sarcasm. It's called sarcasm. And I just happen to have sarcasm in abundance. And oftentimes my sarcasm is so profound and so highly developed and advanced that it comes off as though I'm serious. As my husband says, no one really ever knows whether you're serious or you're not. That's not my problem. That's not my problem. Michael, here's some spiritual Vagisil. Rub some Vagisil on it. Okay, I'll stop. I did call you a vagina. Sacred journey, card number 26. You're on a sacred journey. And that sacred journey, it's gonna, like, wind you up, you know? It's not a linear path. It'll wind you up. Mhm. Someone can't be still. Maybe they have, like, I don't know, worms or something. I don't know. They can't be still. They can't exist in stillness. They're just so disturbed by something. They are probably trying to figure out a way to, I hear, circumvent your defenses. That better not be some parasitic thing because it's not going to be good for the parasite. So, balance in reverse. So, lack of centeredness will lead to a lack of balance. Um, this probably has to do with a need for you to kind of be centered in the reality of who and what you are at this point, and a acceptance of who you're becoming, that you're in the process of becoming. Hold up. Hold on. Is he going somewhere without me? I want to go. Hold on. I heard a drawer open. I'm like, I hear his phone. Okay. Let me just relax. I want to go run errands. Card number 13, free spirit. Just letting yourself be a free spirit. And I think, ooh, Mikey. um, Michael says that somebody loves how free your mind is. He doesn't speak with an English accent. I just add that in there for, like, additional gravity. Someone's fallen in love with the freedom of your energy. Hey, daddy, are you going somewhere without me? Fine. I don't need that. You should kiss my hand. No, 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 no. Don't hit the camera.
Look.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Okay. I don't know why that got me so giddy. Sorry. Anywho. Mhm. Mhm. Whew. You saw his nose. Damn it! I gotta take this live stream down. Ah. Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look. It's in a book. Y'all gotta fight somebody. I'm just saying. I think you need to, like, probably verbally fight someone. You gotta let a motherfucker know. Y'all gotta let this, whoever this motherfucker is, you gotta let a motherfucker know for real. That's the feel that I get. I see this and I'm like, that's right. Card number 23, defend to the end the worthwhile. You gotta let a motherfucker know. Someone is needing to know, like really. I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Defend to the end the worthwhile. You are worth it. You are worth it. Hmm. You are worth it. Yeah, I need to say it again. You are worth it. You're worth it. You're worth speaking up for. You're worth standing up for. You're worth going to war for. Maria, I'm gonna let a motherfucker know right now. Yes, Maria, I'm pretty sure of it. I'm sure. Mhm. Uh-huh. I just got a notification. You've got good taste. That's right. I said, I'm sure, Maria. I said what I said. I am sure. Yep, I'm sure. You're worth it. He fucked up my brows. Hold on. Let me just. Okay. Card number 12. Every journey starts with a single step. Ooh. Girl, I say you leverage that, Monica. You have 2 managers fighting over me because they want me on their teams. Tell them, pay me more. Pay me more. Pay me more. Pay me more. Oh, you guys, I have holy shit. I have something to share. Oh my gosh. I have an event, a raffle going on. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Let me finish the cards first. We'll talk about it. There's a raffle going on. Um and you get like a 2-hour private time with me. I'm going to do a private meditation with you. And then we're also going to be doing some ClairTarot stuff. I'm going to be working on all of your systems, like literally anything and everything that your higher self wants done. We're doing it all. It can be an entire morphogenetic recodement. It can be every single last one of the activations that I have and are able to do. It can be things that I don't even offer publicly. And for every dollar that you donate, this is for the Soulwork Synergistics projects. For this specific raffle, I'm trying to raise $10,000 in order to be able to hire a professional team to really properly launch everything. So by everything, I'm talking about properly structure the outreach ministry. I'm talking about properly getting everything zoned, land, everything, all of that zone for the soul sanctuary. That is our temple location. Just all of that. And you guys, the soul sanctuary, the physical location that I've been talking about opening, it's going to be an eco village. An eco village. I'm just saying. And for every dollar that's donated, you don't have to donate huge amounts to enter. For every dollar that's donated, you get one entry. So if you donate like $500, you're getting 500 entries. And here's the kicker. Oh my God. So you guys know that I'm in touch with a very talented musical producer, right? Mhm. Now, this producer just gave me 2 tracks that were written just for me, and oh my God. They know about frequency, they know my energetic work that I do, and I've talked to them, and they are going to be producing a track based on your frequency, literally. It's gonna be custom created just for you. And it's going to take into account all of these because I'm going to assess you, obviously. And I'm going to specify to them all of the different things that we're going to be working on. And that's how they're going to calibrate the song. Y'all, I'm going to have my own selfish moment right now. I don't want to share the songs that they wrote for me. I've never told anyone how Michael actually sounds when he communicates. I've shared this with my members, my Soul Sanctuary member, recurring contribution people who are part of my private ministry. And I've also shared it with my students. And I don't know how the producer knew, but literally that's what conversations with Archangel Michael sound like. He got his voice like I to the point where the first time I listened to it, I was fucking sobbing, like sobbing, and I could not stop. Mhm. That's why I was able to kind of rebound from this past weekend so quickly. I've been listening to this song like nonstop, nonstop, nonstop. The gravity of it. The gravity of it. And this producer, I've known for a very long time that this producer comes from an ascended master race. They don't know it though. I'm not telling them. But they come from an ascended master race. So, oof. And the winner will be picked randomly. If you want to go check it out, hold on. Let me just write it. I just got to make sure I spelled everything right. Thank you, Moonrock. All right. Let's just pin that right there. Thank you. So, yeah, if you want to enter into that raffle, $1 could literally get you all of that. If I were to quantify the cost, like just kind of assuming the basics of what I would do to pay for that, it would be probably over about $4,200 for that one session. You can win it for $1. Yeah. And like I said, um, I actually can do way more energy work than what I have shared with the public. So I know the right person will win. Um, yeah. Mhm. And then also, I think at some point when I find a little more courage, maybe we'll have another raffle. But this is way far in the future. Maybe we'll have another raffle where there will be multiple winners and we'll have a weekend together. That would be fun. But, I get nervous around people in person. And it's not even nervous laughter, it's just like silence. So, I'm gonna need to work on that first. And then we can begin talking about in-person stuff. Card number 12. Every journey starts with a single step. So, that's the first step, you know? The first step has a lot to do with, making sure that you are considering yourself above all other things first. Yes, you have to consider other things. Like, I can't ever make a decision without considering my husband and my kids. Like, that's not how I am. I don't make decisions and then they're an afterthought. No, every decision always involves them as well. But I'm learning first, I have to assess, okay, do I need to do this? If I need to do this, okay, now I need to consider, how will this affect my family? Is this something that, is the negligible inconvenience, or can I bring them along, or you know what I mean? So the first step is really first considering for you before all of the other considerations that are also important to you. Okay, card number 1, after the storm. There's no storm. You just don't want to see clearly, is what I hear. So, obviously, that's for specific people. I don't know who. It's not for everyone. That message is not for everyone. For some of us, we're not willing to see clearly exactly what it is that's going on. We got to make sure we see clearly. Oh, Michael said I didn't mention one of the most important parts. So I'm trying to raise $10,000 so that I can fund um, like a starter crew, right? And I don't have a starter crew. I don't have a starter crew. Um, so if you have event planning skills, if you have like admin type, project coordination, things like that, like skills, office skills. If you know off grid type things, you've established an eco village, or if you've been part of an eco village, you've been part of constructing rammed earth houses, things like that. send us a message. Okay. There's a little form on Soulwork Synergistics. You can send us a little message there. And I want to start, you know, letting people kind of introduce themselves to me so that I can get a good feel of, you know, who do I need to kind of contact back and begin setting up some talks, discussing things even further. Okay. So I am so nervous. I am. It's very hard for me to have other people involved in projects because I just never know how people are, whether they're going to contribute what they say they're going to contribute or if they're not. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something I need to get past that, but I also need to do this like in the most appropriate way. So it requires me forming a team, okay? An actual team of people who know what to do, not I'm gonna still try and tell you, you know, how to do it. So you do have to have some experience in whatever it is that you're wanting to help with, okay? And yeah, so the very first part is kind of starting a fund to compensate for their time and their effort. Um, and you know, and then we move forward from there. Once I have the team formed, then I can begin to have a really good idea of the cost of this first campus and you know all the different programs that we can also do and all of the logistics of it. um, you can donate to the Soul Sanctuary project already. It's through the same link that's on my Soulwork Synergistics website. And with that, I believe I have it set right now for like $30,000. Um, I feel like that's a good starting point. That's a very good starting point. I mean, you know, we're not trying to make it bougie, but we are trying to construct things in a way that it will last. We want it to last. This is not just a flash in the pan, like cockamaniac thing that I feel like doing all of a sudden, and then in a year from now, I'm not going to do it. Like, no, this is the start of some huge change. This is going to be the template that we will use for all the other sanctuaries we build. This is going to be global. It was never meant to stay in one place. It's supposed to be global. So this first one is very, very important. This is where we learn how to better budget and better suppliers, and we make relationships with builders and whatnot. If you're a builder, get in touch. Get in touch. I want to look at all the different ways we can do this with sustainable practice. Sustainable is key. Sustainable, renewable, those are key. And once we get all of that, we get situated. I mean, I have every intention of having corporations fund this project, but we need to get it up from the ground first. We just need to start it first. And it's going to be amazing. I could already feel it. It's going to be so amazing. So amazing. All right. Card number 37, focus on the light, but it's in reverse. I love earth ships. Oh my God. Have you been to Shiprock? I used to always drive past Shiprock. Love it. Anyways, focus on the light. Now, for some of us, huh? I know. But the thing is, the type of nonprofit I have, it's it's a little bit tricky when it comes to grants. So I'm willing to do the work. I'm absolutely willing to do the work. I'm willing to meet with corporate executives and wine and dine with them and really show them, present them the truth, not just have a presentation to try and sell this. No, present them the truth of the reality of the gravity of what this is. See, this is one of the things that I learned. I suck at sales. Why? Because I can't sell you something that I don't really believe, truly wholeheartedly believe that you need. If I don't believe you need the jewelry, I can't sell it to you. You know what I mean? Like I can't. It's just weird. But if I truly believe in something, oh my God, you will feel the gravity of what I believe. And if we resonate, you believe the same thing. And then we come together, we work together. So this is not about creating this, brand image and presenting it to corporations and selling that. No, this is about giving corporations the honor of sharing space with me momentarily so that I can show you what I will do with or without you. I will do this. But it would be nice for your corporation to be able to say you are part of this change, that you are part of how humanity changed. I'm just saying, I understand the gravity of this. I'm not selling anything. I will give them the opportunity to see exactly what I'm going to do with or without them. With or without them. Not all corporations will be able to see with clarity the future. So those are the ones that are going to falter and fail, and I don't want to be associated with that anyways. But the ones who are vying for continued existence in this future landscape, yes, they will see exactly what I'm talking about, and they will be excited to contribute large quantities. And that's just that. That is what I'm speaking into existence. That is what I am expecting. That is what I am waiting to see happen in my life and all of yours. There's no if. No, there is no if. It's only a matter of time. I just need to get the components together. That's how you manifest. There's no apologies. There's no questioning it. It's only a matter of time. That's it. This is happening. That's it. That's the only thing I will accept, you know? Oh, Mariah. Yeah. No, seriously. It's it's right now, it's still in my head. I need a team. I need to form a team that can help me to best express and present this. So that's why it's important. I can learn things very quickly, and I can, after I learn it, do it at a professional level. But that defeats the whole purpose. You know what I mean? That defeats the whole purpose. This is supposed to be something we do together, right? Together. So that's why I have to do it this way. And yeah, no, when I say I can learn something and learn it quickly, yo, I transferred all of my websites, all of them. I have quite a few onto a new hosting platform. And I had to build all of those websites by myself. That was not some professional that was paid to do that. I did that all by myself, and I had to teach myself all that week. And that was the learning curve. Like, there's no option. You're not failing. You don't get to quit. Figure it out. You can't get that to work right. Figure it out. Google whatever you need to Google. Learn whatever fucking code you need to learn. I'm halfway through coding. Okay. I'm teaching myself how to code at this point. It's not just web design. There's so many components of coding that I'm teaching myself. Because guess what? I'm worth it. What I'm doing is fucking worth it. And me not knowing something is not going to stop me. If I don't know, I will learn. And if I can't learn it, then I will fucking hire someone to teach me. But I'm not stopping. Because I deserve to live my destiny. I deserve to live my destiny. When was the last time you felt that? When I tell you my soul's been on fire, when I tell you my soul has been on absolute fire, I don't think it's even been a month since I first considered becoming a 508. I don't think it's even been a month yet. Time is irrelevant to me. All I see is the task at hand. And I don't stop until I achieve that. All of these things that I've been shamed for my whole life, these are the things that serve as my superpowers now. Think about all of the things that you have been shamed for your entire life. How can you turn that into a superpower? What, ADHD? I have ADHD. And? What, dyslexia? I have dyslexia. And? Sensory integration problems? I have sensory integration problems. And? Autistic tendencies? I fucking have autistic tendencies. I probably have Asperger's. And? That's not pathology. Those are labels that help other people quantify how you're different, not how you're broken. Not how you're broken. They're not pathology. Like, oh my God, Emmie, how are you going to say dyslexia is not pathology? Because it helps to give me the ability to, in my mind, my spatial reasoning is fucking robust. It is robust. I can scale things in my mind easily. Easily. There's been so many times where people have been like, "Oh my God, you can't fit that car there." Yes, I can. Look at there, rotate. I'll fit. They're like, "No, you can't." Yeah, I can. Trust me. Show me. All right, scoot over, bitch. I'll fucking show you. And I fit it. Mhm. All these things that people have shamed me for my entire life, they're the very things I'm going to use to change the world. Not because I'm a savior, but because the world is ready. And I deserve to live a life that's been changed in that way. So, no, I don't see myself as a savior. I don't see myself as some messiah. I don't see myself as someone that's more elevated than you and more. No, I want it. I want to see the change. It's for me. I want it. I deserve it. And if no one can do it, then I'll fucking do it myself. And that's that. That's that. That is literally that. You know? When was the last time you gave yourself permission to own your life in that way? When was the last time? Have you ever? Is probably the better question. Have you ever given yourself permission to own your life? To be able to say, I deserve to live this way and have it be something positive. I'm not talking about bougie, I'm talking about peace. I'm talking about a life where you feel fulfilled, as though you're living with purpose because you are. And this is where we're headed. All it takes is one person with the courage to fail. I said that. All it takes is one person with the courage to fail. I have the courage to fail publicly. I have the courage to fail publicly. That's why I'm not going to stop. Because most people would be like, oh my God, well, what if I can't do this? Then people will see, oh my God, I failed. I don't care. I don't care. I have the courage to fail publicly. I promise you I'm not going to fail. Why? Because I'm a stubborn motherfucker. Stubborn as fuck. And the more that I sense people wanting me to fail, the more I double the fuck down. That's just how I function. You have to give me something to push against. And once you do, it launches me forward. That's the beautiful thing. And I know I'm not the only person. I am not the only person that exists in this way, but you guys don't recognize this about you. Whenever shit breaks down for you, relationships, friendships, work partnerships, opportunities, all of these different things that have the potentiality to break down. When it breaks down, it's not evidence of your failure, it's your life giving you something to push against. So push, push. That's all you have to do. When you feel like life has crumpled you down and you're in a fetal position, do you know what position you have to be in order to launch off the wall when you're doing the backstroke? In a fetal fucking position. Push. That's all you have to do. Kick off. And then you're off and running or swimming or whatever it is you want to do. Ooh, that's powerful, Mooney. Moonrock says, the only difference that I see between you and other people is that you're always willing to take action, which is a strength. Where others can take until the time of their death and never accomplish. Yeah. I'm not afraid to fail publicly. This is a beautiful thing that happens when, as a child, you're constantly badgered about failure. Got straight A's, 1 A minus, that was a failure. Why can't you get straight A's? Okay. Next semester, got straight A's, that was a failure. Why can't it be A plus? Because we're in America. We're in fucking America. They don't give A plus on report cards. I didn't say that, of course, but I was thinking that. I remember that. I was thinking that. And it's this thing of like, part of what made me cry earlier is this, like, I took that in as my identity. I should have been in all honors classes in a very advanced high school, but I didn't. I didn't. I didn't want to make waves. I didn't want to make waves in the school or in my family. And so I intentionally got questions wrong, and I would calculate that before I submit my test so that I wouldn't score 100% and be forced into AP classes from freshman year. Like, do you understand the gravity of that? I didn't study for any tests. And I intentionally mark things wrong so that no one would know that I understood the content to that degree. And instead of studying for tests, I was reading manuals, college level manuals, dissertations for personal enrichment. And that's the first time anyone's ever heard that. Why? Because it's not okay to be who I am. And telling people those types of things makes them feel some kind of way, makes them feel weird, uncomfortable around me. I'm at a point where I don't give a shit if you're uncomfortable. I can only be me now. I've compromised so much of my capacity and my capability for people who never did anything to uplift me. I'm done. And I'm going to start living like I'm done. I'm done with that part where I have to continue to apologize for being who I am. You have to be done with that part where you are silently apologizing in your head still to the people who walked away from you years ago. That was never your loss. They just convinced you that it was. That was never your loss. Never. And I see that, like, I inherited this from my mother. She played small her whole life. You know, she played small her whole life. She didn't want people to know how intelligent. Did you know I did not know my mother was fluent in Spanish until like a month before she died? I didn't know she was fluent in Spanish. You know how I found out? My toxic sibling hired a non-English speaking caregiver to prevent me from being able to bond with a caregiver and be a part of her care. I know what he was doing. And so my mom called me one day and she was pissed off because she wanted to be turned and changed, and she's saying that her caregiver's not doing that for her. And I was like, "Well, have you told her?" And my mom's like, "Tell her." And I was like, "Didn't she just change you?" Because my mom would do that. She would do shit where it's like, "I just changed you. You want to be changed again." She just wanted attention. And I was like, "Mom, like," and then she got upset. So I got upset. And then she says something like, uh, dígame única hija. I was like, "What did you say?" She's like, "I told her to talk to my daughter." You argue with her, you tell her. I was like, "When the fuck did you learn Spanish?" She was yelling in Spanish, yo. It wasn't just a one-liner. She goes, "I know how to speak Spanish." "When did you learn Spanish?" She goes, "Come on, you learned that in college." I was like, "You've known how to speak Spanish this whole time?" "Yeah. Don't you?" I was like, "What the fuck?" "No, I don't know how to speak Spanish like that. I cannot cuss her out in Spanish. If she knew English, I could yell at her for you. I can't. You yell at her." She's like, "You yell at you know Spanish. I don't know Spanish. You want me to Google translate what I'm gonna say?" And she's just like, I was so mad. Like, you want me to fucking argue in a language I'm not fluent in? I don't even know what she's gonna say. Tell her, "Could you write that down? I need to Google translate that. Could you text it to me, please?" I was like, "You're tripping. I'm not arguing with her. I'm not arguing with her." But see, here's the thing. I was talking to my aunts after she passed. I was talking to my aunts, and my mom's side of the family is ridiculously intelligent. Like, fucking profoundly intelligent. Um, one of my aunts, she's a scientist. When she immigrated to the United States, um, you know, she was gonna be a professor for one of the colleges, and they wanted her to take a test. I don't know what test, I don't remember. And I don't remember the full details, but I just remember, like, she took this test. It was a really hard test, and she was so pissed off because she got some mathematical equation right, and they accused her of cheating. And when they accused her of cheating, that offended her because it's like, "Are you calling me stupid?" Well, if no one in the United States has gotten that question right, I mean, they just wanna make sure. Maybe they're really impressed. She didn't take it that way, and so they asked her to redo it, and then, she showed that she was still able to solve it, and then they wanted her to do it again in front of, I guess, a committee or something like that, and, and then she said, "No, fuck it." So she decided to work at Mervyn's. She decided to work retail at Mervyn's because she was so offended. Like, "Thank you, Gaia." She's like, "No, I'm not gonna play these games with you just because you're a fucking idiot. Just because you don't understand how to solve the problem, I'm not playing this game with you." And so she's like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna be a professor." I was like, "Why why don't you just show them? Because if you know it, which you do know it." So, I was talking to that aunt at my mom's funeral, and, she was basically She was telling me how I'm so much like my mom. And that she was really, really happy that I don't have her attitude because I'll fight back. I'll fight back. I don't give a shit. I'll fucking fight back. And my mom never did. And I distinctly remember she is like, for a savant, your mom was just an idiot. It's like, Auntie, and she's like, it's true. So stupid. She let people boss her around and she's a savant. And I was like, was she a savant? And she goes, you didn't know your mom was a savant. And I was like autistic savant? And she goes, yes. Your mom got straight A's and she never studied. She graduated at the top of her class. She should have been a doctor, but she didn't want to do the whole program. So she settled for a nurse. Your mom was a savant. And I was totally like, I knew it. I told her she had like autistic tendencies. And she got so mad at me. And I was like, you sometimes behave in a very autistic manner. She took it as an offense. And I was like, I'm just saying, like, you don't understand the gravity, the social impact of some of your behaviors. That's some of the things that autistic people struggle with. I struggle with that. Hence the reason I think I am probably on that autism spectrum scale. And so she's like, yeah, you probably are a savant too. And I was like, well, I don't know about that. Half of me does come from my dad. She started laughing. Well, it's true. Half of me does come from him. So I don't know if I'm an actual savant. But that's the thing is that I see that I inherited, I learned to take on her same way of effacing, of shrinking myself just so people don't know. And what they don't know, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm at a point now where I don't need to just be that, a byproduct of the ways in which she hid herself. That doesn't honor her. It doesn't honor me. It doesn't honor my children. So now it's the time for me to just really allow myself to blossom. And I think that's part of why this weekend had to happen the way it did. To be shamed for the one thing that I guess the one thing that I'm still ashamed of. I'll work through it. I'll work through it because I deserve to. Because I deserve to enter and remain in the part of my life where I have no shame about any parts of me anymore, including the parts of me that are highly capable, especially those parts, because those are the parts that really exist to help me do what I'm here to do even more efficiently. I'm all about efficiency. What's the most efficient way possible? Facing it head on, holding myself accountable, and not in a way where it gives me permission to attack myself. No, holding myself accountable in a way that provides the space for me to heal those parts. When you live your life with the level of integrity that I live mine, there is nothing for me to be ashamed of. There is nothing for you to be ashamed of. There are simply programs that need to be deprogrammed. Okay. They need to be deprogrammed. And that's it. That's all. You don't erase that code. You open up a little sticky note, you put that code in the sticky note so that if you ever need to assess that code again, you'll still have access to it. I'm hoping by the end of the year. I'm hoping by the end of the year, I will have developed enough new technical skills to be able to do some stuff. So someone was asking if I use Wix. I've never used Wix before. The hosting platform that I'm using, it's a private platform, private servers. And according to the people, the company, it's an agency level platform. So basically, I have the capacity to create an entire Facebook on there if I want. I have the capacity to build websites for clients and sell those off to clients if I want, which I think I don't want to be a web builder. um, it definitely is something that I love creativity in any form. I do. But I don't think that that's my passion. So I think what I want to do is for people, my students who get certified in my Coco 33 program, um, I think that might be something that I explore with them, being able to host their website and their services on there. That's definitely something that I was exploring. I absolutely want to support the people who I know their integrity, I know their capability, and I want to be able to support them to the highest degree, you know? I want them to succeed. I want them to be able to establish their businesses. My certification program, it's not just me teaching you energy work. It's really not. If you really allow yourself to look at it, it's really not. This is about completely changing your entire life and heading in a direction that's more in alignment with the truth of your destiny, your purpose, living up to that. Gaia says roses do not bloom hurriedly, for beauty, like any masterpiece, takes time to blossom. Excuse me, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Let's keep going with the cards. Card number 37, focus on the light. Again in reverse. Did I already pull these cards? What the hell? I think I already pulled these cards. Focus on the light in reverse. And with that, it's okay for you to be in whatever process that you're in. It's really okay for you to begin recognizing it's just a process. It's a means to an end. And what that end result you're working towards is deeper, higher, more profound understanding of yourself, your capabilities, your purpose. It's okay to go through that process. It's okay to struggle as you go through that process. It's okay to succeed. It's okay to fail. It's okay. It literally, truly is okay. Card number 24, new birth guarded vigilantly, allowing yourself to be careful with the ways in which you've grown. People think that just because you've grown, suddenly you're this superpower and whatnot. No. When you level up, you are at your most vulnerable because you are still unstable. It's like when you repot a plant that's become root bound in a smaller pot. It's vulnerable, it's stressed out. So you have to make sure you really nurture that plant after you place it in a larger pot, right? It's the same thing. Whenever you are repotted by your soul into a larger dimensional pot, You go through stress and you are vulnerable to attack. You are vulnerable to distortions. You are vulnerable to attacks on your character. Be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to guard your space. Release a dark wound and let love live. You don't have to let that go. It's in reverse. You don't have to release the dark wound. You have to heal it. Sometimes we think that if we release something, then it should automatically heal. No, it doesn't automatically heal. If you don't do what needs to be done to heal it, that's just the part of you that you have separated from yourself. And it is still infected. It is still rotting. It is still in need. So we think that if we can force ourselves to forget what was said, what was done, then we can heal. No, that's not how it works. If you address why you reacted, why you felt the way you felt about what was said and what was done, then you've scraped out all that necrotized tissue. You've cleansed it. You've done the debridement, whatever the heck it is. And now you can, in good faith, bandage it up. It has the opportunity to begin healing now. Okay. Card number 6, shock of the new in reverse. This is not anything new. These are cycles that you've been going through. These are cycles that you have lived through pretty much every year with different people, probably with the same people, maybe. Who knows? You've been living through these cycles every single year. Can this be the year the cycles end? We're still going to have cycles, but can we initiate healthier cycles? Cycles of growth, cycles of empowerment, cycles of a deepening, ripening self love, cycles of appreciation of your quirks, those type of cycles. You're going to have cycles through your whole life. Let's stop being so obedient and loyal and committed to the toxic ones. I am issuing a decree. People who exit my life on account of toxicity will never be allowed back in. For you to be able to approach me again, you will have to have died and been reborn a new person. You will have to have gone through the process of dark night of the soul, death of who you are, and the painful process of rebirth before you ever consider approaching me again. I'm making a decision. I'm not going to be sorry for who I am. Never again. Never again. I'm going to use my voice for the way it was intended to be used, to speak truth, to speak compassion, to speak with passion about the things that need to be heard in a much deeper manner. I will no longer be anything outside of who I am. And may I lose everything that does not support that. May I lose everything that seeks to drag me back into cycles of toxicity. May I lose all of that so that I have the space to welcome home these greater parts of me that I was too afraid to embrace. We're afraid to lose things because we don't want to feel empty. And in that space of emptiness, we fail to realize that's an opportunity for more of you to come back home. You want to be a whole person, but you don't want to lose the placeholders. Some people will serve as a placeholder in your life. It's very sad. It's actually very sad. But honor what their purpose is. If they're holding a place for something that's more in alignment with you, when they remove themselves, Allow the proper thing to enter. And that's it. Because I know many of you are just like me, where once I pledge my loyalty to you, I don't care what you do. I'll dance with you in the flames, regardless of how much it burns. I'm not a dancer, nor do I burn in my own fire. And that's just going to be that at this point. Your loyalty should be to you first, and then to the people who have earned it, and continue to choose to be worthy of it. What I'm learning is for some, they might have earned it years ago. And over time, they've lost parts of themselves, and those are the parts that have made them worthy of your continued devotion. Reassess and reconsider. Just because they were part of your life at one point doesn't mean they always have to be in your life. When people change and grow and it's in separate directions, there's nothing loving about keeping them with you, especially if they seek to be free. And my thing is that part of my power involves the recognition of when people see me as a burden, when people see me as an inconvenience, where they tolerate me. They went from celebrating me to now just tolerating me. I don't need to be someone's pity party. I have my entire life to celebrate. I don't need to be around people who are only interested in having parties that involve pity. Not for them and not for me. Definitely not for me. If you're only around because of the pity factor, it's good knowing you. Or maybe not. I don't know. But maybe it's time for you to move on so that the weight of me doesn't keep cramping you, doesn't keep cramping your style. It's fine. It's fine because I was never just an aesthetic, you know? And it's okay for you guys to enter into a place where you're not just an aesthetic. You're not just an aesthetic. You're really not. If you want to choose to live that way, that's one thing. Oh, Mikaela, Mikaela. Mikaela, Mikaela. Mikaela, you are up to some shenanigans. You are up to some shenanigans. Don't touch my hip. He's like, what are you doing? I want to know the depth of your shenanigans. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking at all the cards. So he knew. Mikaela knew that I'm still rather fragile today. Much more balanced, much more feeling like myself. Absolutely. But still a little bit tender, you know? So he didn't dare pull out the card. He didn't pull out this card, which okay. Thank you for being considerate. Instead, he pulled out these two. Card number 21, Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. Card number 11, Diving for Light. All right. So this has to do with a connectivity deep down to your core. It's a connection forged in light. It also has to do with a synchronicity that's taking place. There's some Michael's totally calling me out. So, like the cards are standing up right here, right? And he's like, That's you." He pointed out, "That's you." So, let me see. He's pointing at me, and I'm like, "Ooh, ooh, miss me with your bullshit. Ooh, oopsie, you missed." I don't know why he's trying to poke me. Why are you trying to poke me? That's so inappropriate. I'm married. Leave me alone. And so that was a trick. That was just a trick. He just wanted me to move those cards so that this would be exposed. Okay, yada yada. That's when you know the reading is done. Let me go ahead and, just be done with the reading. I don't even need to pull a final card. That was as final as it's getting. Okay, we'll pull a Kuan Yin card. He probably was trying to get a smile out of me. He probably was. I've waited 100 years. I'll wait a million more for you. All right. Okay. Okay. He says no, pull from the top. Why are they like it won't? Anyways. Card number 9. Oh. He says to read this too. It's not card number 9. This is card number 6. Daughter of the Phoenix. Thigh tats. Would you like me to tattoo my thigh? I have a tattoo gun. Shall I tattoo my thigh? No. When the soul is ready to spread its wings, it goes through a deep cleansing, purification, and preparation for new levels of spiritual wisdom, power, and light. Just like the phoenix that is baptized through celestial fire to be born anew, you are going through such a phase of heavenly purification, preparation, and initiation. This is an advanced phase of soul growth, and soon after, you will enjoy greater spiritual peace, divine power, and advancement on your divine life path. Kuan Yin, daughter of the Phoenix, has been through fire, both physical and heavenly, and has ascended into a position of great spiritual peace, power, and authority. She guides you now to claim your rebirth and ascend. Ooh. Mm-hmm. 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 That's nice. Okay. Here's the card. Oh no, that's not the card. Card number 9. What am I doing? Here goes. Card number 9, 8 Immortals. The messages you've been receiving that are unconditionally loving, fearless, and encouraging of you to grow and be your true self are from your higher guidance. The 8 immortals and other beings of divine light and divine love are guiding you. It's safe to follow these messages now. Doing so will bring you greater joy. Michael says, "What are you waiting for?" What do you mean? What am I waiting for? Michael says, "You heard Marlene. What are you waiting for?" What do you mean? What am I waiting for? What will happen if I don't give her message? You have to let me know what the consequences are. so that I can have full consent. I have to give informed consent. What are the consequences if I don't say what she just said? What are the consequences? Fine. So I have to read it again, and then I have to say what Marlene said. The messages you've been receiving that are unconditionally loving, fearless, and encouraging of you to grow and be your true self are from your higher guidance. The 8 immortals and other beings of divine light and divine love are guiding you. It's safe to follow these messages now. Doing so will bring you greater joy. So, according to Marlene, for you guys, she says now is the time to do it. Sometimes you may question whether you are in contact with genuine spiritual guidance or engaging in wishful thinking. Genuine guidance is simple, clear, and repetitive. When you ask for confirmation, it will come. The more open you are, the more quickly the confirmation can reach you in the form of signs, conversations, and serendipitous happenings. In fact, confirmation and guidance can be instantaneous and from multiple connected sources. Like the universe is playing a joyful, loving game with you. The guidance will be uplifting and helpful. Sometimes it will ask you to take a step that feels challenging, and yet true guidance always proves itself in that it only asks of you what is right and just for your highest good. It always serves the highest good of all involved in any situation, no matter what our fears might be. So, for those who are wondering what was the consequence, Michael didn't tell me the consequence. He just asked me if I wanted him to make me cry in front of you guys. So, no, I don't. Let me just do what you asked. Okay. So, I'm also told to get out Bish. Bish, is it time? Weren't you just saying no? Okay. Bish says yes. Bish, Bish, say no. Okay, no. Bish, say no. Okay. Bish, is it time? She says yes. Whatever. For whoever needed to hear it, it's time. It's time for you to put your master plan into action. Whatever your master plan is, put your master plan into action. Don't miss your window of opportunity, is what I'm being told to say. Don't miss your window of opportunity. It will be a very long time before you get another opportunity. And you just have to make sure you're willing to go through the process to achieve what you're trying to achieve. Whatever that is, you will be successful in your endeavors so long as you take heed of timelines. Timelines are not closed loops. There are openings in timelines at strategic places that allow you to enter into a new contract, into a new type of path. Now, this does not apply to Paladorian contracts. Excuse me. If you don't like your Paladorian contract, that's just tough titties. I said what I said. I said that's tough titties. Okay. It is. You can't undo a Paladorian contract. And someone who's telling you that they'll do services where they'll undo contracts for you, I don't know about that. You can't undo Paladorian. You can't. Those are binding. So, do what you need to do. Be happy with yourself. Accomplish the things you need to accomplish. Invest in yourself. Invest in your growth. Also enter into the raffle. I just saw the pin. Enter into the raffle. That's going to be an amazing, amazing experience. And as I get more settled into adding another venture on my plate, I'll begin to think of other opportunities, but for right now, the best you're gonna get is a 2-hour private session with me where we just gonna do the works, and you're gonna have a song custom created for you. Custom created, one that will speak to your soul. Um, do you guys wanna hear one of the songs that was made for me? You guys wanna hear one? Let's play one. Let's see. Mm, I love that song. So, yeah. Mhm. I love that song. That's only one of the songs. If you were to hear the other one, you would need to hear it with earbuds on because it alternates and it creates like an aura around your ears. Yeah. Um, yeah, so that's what it sounds like when Michael talks to me. It sounds like a song. He doesn't speak in words. That's how I know these people who channel Michael aren't channeling Michael. How do you quantify a song from the heart? You can't. You can't. The messages that he would gift to humanity, they couldn't be quantified with words. They could only be felt as though strings that lead to experiences are being played like a violin. Yeah, it's definitely pulling on your heartstrings. You load so many of your life experiences into the fibers of your heart. So many life experiences are loaded into every fiber of your heart, your literal heart. So, if you want a song custom made for you, um, and to have that meditation experience with me, enter that raffle. The link is pinned in the comments and you can enter it. It only takes $1. Obviously, the more dollars you put in there, the more entries you'll have. The raffle is going to be open until April 22nd. And then on April 26th, when I do the Soul Sanctuary podcast, we're going to go ahead and randomly select the winner live. And it's all the names, all the entries are going to be put into a randomizer. The donation platform that I'm using, excuse me, has that already all built in. So no, it's not me faking it to pick like a BFF. It's literally going to be randomized. I cannot control it. So as soon as the randomizer picks a person, they're going to email them directly. So I can't even stop that. Yeah. So, um, yeah. And, um, maybe we'll think of some other things that we can also do between now and then and just make this like the most fun, most amazing process together. I'm kind of done with the ugly parts of life. I'm just done with it. I only have space and focus for the uplifting, beautiful things. And I'm holding myself to that. I'm not giving my power away anymore by allowing things that are unnecessary. Unnecessary. When you begin to exist in a space of really truly knowing that you're a good person, you'll begin to not be so compliant in those plans to punish yourself. We need discipline, not punishment. Discipline, originally meant to teach, had nothing to do with being hurt or harmed. We need discipline, not punishment. We have to discipline ourselves. We have to teach ourselves how to exit out of toxicity and enter into cycles of growth and healing and unity. The unity of it. Unifying yourself and unifying yourself with other people. People who are ready, willing, and able to accept the gravity of you as you are, not with any watering down. Okay. Take your power back, take your identity back, take your life back, and walk. Walk away from that. Instead, walk towards your destiny. Okay. Walk towards yourself, your purpose, your destiny. Make that decision for yourself today and see how it plays out. Just observe where your life will take you after that. So, Thank you guys so much for sharing this space with me. I deeply, deeply appreciate you. If you could please give this video a thumbs up. Ooh, I think you also could, I don't know, I think um share out that raffle. If you're not able to enter the raffle, share it out. Share it out. And all of that's going to be happening virtually. So you don't have to have a budget to travel or any of that. Okay. You don't have to do that. Um, it's global. You can enter no matter where you're at, global. And, good luck. Good luck. I know the right person who needs it the most is probably going to be the one who wins it. And it's not going to be the only opportunity. We'll do other things as well. But you guys, please, please, please support Soulwork Synergistics. Go visit the website. Um, you can, you don't have to donate anything if you're not able to, but the more traffic we get to the website, the more we can get that website seen and the more we can get done. Okay. So I love you guys. I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye, everyone.